My run test. Isogenics, baby. Okay. At the 50-yard line, I'm gonna be running sprint intervals and checking my run gait that I get in a run post. So here we go. All right, 14 120-yard sprints. I averaged probably about 33 seconds each. That's like a 7-something pace. And my slowest was 35, my fastest 31. And when I figure I could go one more, that's when I stop, because that's when injuries happen. Anyway, I'll stick with me after this little segment and I'll analyze my run gait for you and teach you about run efficiency. All right, you guys take care. Ironman, Hawaii. I'm gonna be on that podium. There we go. See ya. Okay, here I go. And I've already listed a line, and that will come into play as I move me forward. And I'm gonna stop the video right when I land. And you see that foot is definitely ahead of my center of gravity. Let me move it forward 1, 2, 3 frames. That's about where I'm at right now. I've been that 3 frames to get into run pose for about several weeks. It's better. It was more than 3 frames, but that 3 frames from when I land until I get into pose, 1, 2, 3, is the inefficient. This is where I want to be landing my foot. You'll notice my left foot is still in support, and the next thing we do is determine my angle of fall, and that is when my left foot passes my support right foot there. That's when I'm falling. And you'll notice my right heel coming off the ground. That's when that foot, in a perfect world, ought to be pulling up. By the next frame, it needs to be completely off the ground, and mine isn't. It takes 1, 2, 3 full frames before that foot comes off. So let's go back to fall and look at my angle of attack. And let's do that. Oh, I did that backwards again. I do that backwards every time. So let's go up here and then move it forward to pose. And 5%. So I'm falling at a 5% angle. That's not too bad for my pace eventually when I can get that foot off the ground. That's free movement. That's gravity moving me forward. And as I can perfect this, lifting my foot off the ground more efficiently, then I'll get faster with lower heart rate. So let me delete these 2 lines and go. This is the first run. And now let me show the 13th interval. This was when I was fresh. This is the first one I ran. And here I am. I've moved it forward so that I didn't bore you. And let's go and count this. That's when it lands. And let me get my line in here, make it dashed. And let's get me into pose. It's right there. We'll go up here. So you notice it's at approximately a 1 degree. Right, you want it right through your hip and the shoulder. And now my head also is forward. That's not that great. Okay, so for when it lands at 1, 2, 3 frames to get into pose, this one's a little bit different. And we'll go, it takes 1, 2 frames to get past my left foot past support. And let's look at that angle of attack there. I think I got to go to the top. Nope, did it wrong again. I got to go up from the top here and then move it forward to pose. Now you see my angle there is at 8 degrees. So I was falling better. Let's go back here to land. Count 1, 2, 3 to get into pose. And then my angle of fall was 8 degrees. So I'm should be faster here at this degrees. And right when that left foot goes past support, that's exactly when my right foot needs to be lifting off the ground. And it takes, again, 1, 2, 3 frames. So I'm about still 3 and 3. And I'm in flight there. I'm not touching the ground. And eventually, when I can pull that foot off the ground faster, I'll be in flight longer. And my cadence on this last was 90 or 182 steps per minute. That's counting each foot. And my first cadence was 186 per minute. That's fast enough. I just don't pull quick enough. So that's run gait on the run pose. And when I can get this perfected, where I'm landing there. In other words, I'm landing at that point. That's run pose because of this first line that I'm. Hopefully you can see my cursor. That's where I need to land the foot, not land it out in front of me. And because I pulled late here on my left foot, I pulled late. I need to be pulling right there. It needs to be off the ground about right there, and it's not. Then my leg has to swing out. My right leg has to swing out to create balance because you're always in a balanced situation. So when I land 1, 2, 3 frames to get into pose, 2 more frames where my non-support leg is past my knee, and then at 1, 2, 3. So that's the run pose method. I'm going to get it. And then I'm going to be fast and beat all those old guys in Kona. All right. Take care. Bye.